It's Friday, January 25. This is the news on PBCJ. I'm Simone Absalom. The Ministry of Finance and Public Service is seeking to strengthen its macro-fiscal capacity and that of its agencies responsible for economic policymaking to continue the country's economic growth agenda after arrangements with the International Monetary Fund, IMF, end. Jamaica's US $1.6 billion precautionary standby arrangement with the IMF is slated to conclude in September 2019, and the country's program relationship with the fund could end at that time. Portfolio Minister Dr. Nigel Clark informed that in furtherance of this objective, two agencies affiliated with the IMF were engaged last year to help train 40 economists from the ministry. Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, Planning Institute of Jamaica, and the Bank of Jamaica in macro-fiscal modeling and detailed forecasting. The agencies are the Institute for Capacity Development and the Barbados-based Caribbean Regional Technical Assistance Center. Clark was speaking at the 14th Regional Jamaica Stock Exchange Investments and Capital Markets Conference at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston on Wednesday. Minister of Finance and Public Service Dr. Nigel Clark yesterday announced that a new board of directors for the Students' Loan Bureau was appointed in December 2018. Clark, in a release from his ministry, said the new board was named despite him asking all boards appointed by his predecessor Audley Shaw to remain in place on his appointment as portfolio minister last year. He explained that the new board was named following concerns raised by some members of the former board regarding governance and management issues within the body by way of a letter last November. Following an inquiry, Dr. Clark decided that a reconstitution of the board was best. Panos Caribbean, through its internationally recognized Voices for Climate Change Education initiative, is launching an 8-month climate change community awareness campaign focusing on 4 communities across the island: Rocky Point and Lioneltown in Clarendon, Ridge Red Bank in St. Elizabeth, and Onoto Bay in St. Mary. This Voices for Climate Change Education campaign, set to be launched on January 30, is being implemented as part of the Planning Institute of Jamaica's Improving Climate Data and Information Management project under the pilot program for climate resilience. Over the next few months, Panos will work with each community to support and highlight local efforts to promote climate-smart practices by mobilizing local and national artistic talent to outreach activities to bring awareness to the issues. The Ministry of Transport and Mining has announced that some motorists using the north-south link of Highway 2000 will soon observe a decrease in rates for some sections following new toll adjustments by the Jamaica North-South Highway Company Limited, the JNSHC. According to the JNSHC, there will be a decrease in the rates charged for the Angels to Linstead section of the Highway 2000 and no adjustments for the Caymanas to Angels leg. However, on average, a 6% increase, which falls within the agreed cap, will be applied to other legs of the highway. The ministry said that the JNSHC, by way of contract, is due a toll increase within the range of capped toll rates annually. Manager of the Trafficking in Persons Secretariat, Shanae Russell, says Jamaica continues to make great strides in curbing trafficking in Jamaica. Speaking with the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's Labour Department and U Roadshow in St. James recently, Ms. Russell said the government continues to strengthen the legislative framework to tackle crime in Jamaica. Since the passing of the Trafficking in Persons Act in 2007, over 500 raids conducted, 3 prostitution rings disrupted, 86 victims were rescued from trafficking in Jamaica. Ms. Russell said the National Task Force Against Trafficking in Persons continue to take a zero-tolerance approach to the scourge of human trafficking and urged students and teachers present at the roadshow to be vigilant. A string of resignations over the controversy-plagued Petrojam has continued. Bertram Ford has stepped down as head of the procurement unit at the state-owned oil refinery. Bertram Ford, who was second as team lead to the agency's Six Sigma project, tendered her resignation effective January 23, 2019. Her resignation was disclosed to staff in a notice yesterday. Bertram Ford's resignation is the latest in a series of departures from Petrojam. General Manager Floyd Grindley and Yolande Ramarak, the Human Resource Manager, are among the casualties. Former Energy Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley was also forced to relinquish the post over a series of scandals at Petrojam. The US dollar on Thursday, January 24, ended trading at Jamaican $133.01, up by 45 cents. According to the Bank of Jamaica's daily foreign exchange trading summary, the Canadian dollar ended trading at Jamaican $103.61, up from $99.58, while the British pound sterling ended trading at $173.19, up from $170.33. In regional news, all eyes are now on Venezuela, where a political crisis is brewing. Opposition leader Juan Guaido declared he was temporarily assuming presidential powers in a high-stakes bid to unseat Nicolas Maduro, whose powerful loyalists went on the offensive yesterday in support of the embattled leader. Guaido has disappeared from view since swearing before tens of thousands of cheering supporters to uphold the Constitution and rid Venezuela of Maduro's dictatorship, and his whereabouts remain shrouded in mystery. A defiant Maduro called home all Venezuelan diplomats from the United States and closed its embassy a day after ordering all U.S. diplomats out of the country by the weekend. Washington has refused to comply, but ordered its non-essential staff to leave the tumultuous country, citing security concerns. The Donald Trump administration says Maduro's order isn't legal because the U.S. no longer recognizes him as Venezuela's legitimate leader. Tensions have soared between the two nations after Trump recognized opposition leader Guaido, who claimed Wednesday to hold the presidency and vowed to remove Maduro, calling him a dictator. Meanwhile, Russia, China, Iran, Syria, Cuba, and Turkey have voiced their backing for Maduro's government. China's foreign ministry called on the United States to stay out of the crisis, while Russia's deputy foreign minister warned the U.S. against any military intervention in Venezuela. Chairman of the Information Committee at the Russian Federation Council called Guaido's declaration an attempted coup backed by the United States. Meanwhile, Venezuelans in Trinidad and Tobago have been rejoicing at the turn of events, with Juan Guaido declaring himself interim president. However, Trinidad Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says he won't comment on the affairs of sovereign states. We have more in this report.
In Port of Spain, a few dozens gathered at the Queen's Park Savannah to send their own message to Nicolas Maduro just a few miles away. They say once Maduro is no longer leader, Venezuelans will return to their home country.
No more hunger, no more pain, no more persecution, no more discrimination, no more race. It's about unity. Venezuela always unite, and we wanted to let the world know that we celebrating today for our new president, Guaido. So Guaido is the one that is going to really carry on the strength of Venezuela.
But across the world, other governments and organizations are weighing in. The Organization of American States, along with other Latin American nations, gave their support to the opposition leader. Here at home, government played it safe.
We stand, as we've said throughout, as the Prime Minister has said, we stand ready to assist in whatever way we can, including in any mediatory position that we may be able to play. But we certainly don't think one government calling on another government to fall is the right way to go about it.
In sports, West Indies women's captain Stephanie Taylor will miss her team's 3-match T20 international series in Pakistan, which starts later this month, over security concerns. The 2016 World T20 champions are set to play games in Karachi on January 31, February 1, and February 3. However, Cricket West Indies announced on Thursday that all-rounder Taylor, one of the biggest stars in the women's game, will only join the squad for the following one-day international series in the United Arab Emirates. And that's the news on PBCJ. I'm Simone Absalom. Thanks so much for watching.